A battle at sea. It's 2014, and Paul Watson and other activists are pursuing a Japanese whaling fleet. Shintaro Takeda worked on a whaling ship for almost 25 years. He and his crew would spend up to 5 months hunting the creatures in the Antarctic. He says the fleet was regularly harassed by Sea Shepherd, a marine conservation group led by Watson. Takeda says the activists' actions endangered the Japanese vessels and their crews.
You see here, this is the Nishin Maru, our whaling ship. We were in the Antarctic when the saboteurs rammed our ship. This confrontation could have had serious consequences for the crew.
Japan's biggest whaling company claims there were hundreds of confrontations with Sea Shepherd on the high seas.
Even though it was violent, I never felt afraid. I was more angry because they were being sabotaged. We were strictly forbidden from retaliating. I was full of anger.
The whaling industry sees Watson as enemy number one. Last July, at Japan's request, he was arrested by police in Greenland and detained after Japan accused him of attacking one of its whaling ships in 2010. The confrontations were dangerous, but Watson and his supporters insist they were the only way they could stop Japan from slaughtering whales. For 30 years, Japan claimed it was killing whales for scientific research. In 2019, it withdrew from the International Whaling Commission, which bans commercial whaling, and resumed whale hunting for profit. This year, Japan was criticised after its whalers caught a fin whale, a species listed as vulnerable. Japan's whalers claim their industry stretches back thousands of years, and some people want to keep that tradition alive. This restaurant in Tokyo serves a variety of whale meat dishes.
Okay. There are few restaurants that serve whale like mine, but we want to share it with as many people as possible.
Most of the diners here are Japanese. Some are whale meat aficionados. Others have come along out of curiosity.
This is whale heart, and it's quite chewy. The texture is not like sashimi or regular meat. It's different but delicious.
When I eat whale meat, it's like eating beef. It's so good.
Yet consumption of whale meat has plummeted. The Japanese now eat, on average, 100 times less than in the 1960s. It's not a dietary staple, more of a culinary curiosity. The head of Japan's biggest whaling company is on a mission to make whale meat popular again. In 2022, his firm started selling the product in vending machines.
Young Japanese people are drifting away from whale culture and consumption. That's why we set up these vending machines to give people somewhere they can easily buy this delicious meat.
Tokoro says whales are no longer endangered, but for Watson and other environmentalists, these majestic mammals must be protected, irrespective of their population size.
You French people might see us as villains, but it's because you aren't informed enough. You just believe and repeat what others say. Even if we continued whaling at this rate for 100 years, the overall whale population would stay the same.
Japan is only one of 3 countries, along with Iceland and Norway, that practice commercial whaling. Just 15% of Japanese people oppose whaling, and the government has no intention of banning it.
This isn't about respecting traditions. We decide which species can be fished based on our research. If the species was threatened, we would not hunt it, even if we respect our traditions.
According to Japan's Fisheries Ministry, the International Whaling Commission agrees that certain whale populations are no longer under threat.
We try to work together. For example, Japanese researchers determined that we could catch 205 fin whales a year. But foreign researchers recommended we limit our annual quota to 60, so we decided to comply with that.
Far from reducing their catch, Japan's whalers want to catch even more of the mammals in the coming years. The whale wars are far from over.